There comes a moment in every young person's life when the noise of the world becomes too loud. Voices telling you who you should be, what you should study, how fast you should succeed, how your life should look, according to everyone else. And in that noise, you slowly stop hearing your own heart. This is the story of Sam, a boy who had everything others dreamed of, yet felt completely lost, and three men who showed him that success does not come in one shape. Sam came from a wealthy family. He lived in a large house, wore clean clothes, and never worried about food or money. Yet every morning, as he sat in the classroom, his heart felt heavy. His classmates talked about their dreams. "I'll be a doctor. I'll study engineering. I'm going abroad next year." Sam listened and felt nothing. He didn't hate school, but he didn't love anything about it either. His grades were average, not terrible, not impressive. At night, he stared at the ceiling and whispered to himself, "Everyone seems to know where they are going. Why don't I?" His father noticed the sadness in his eyes. One evening, as they walked near their land outside the city, his father said gently, "Sam, tomorrow, I want you to meet three people. They will answer a question you are too afraid to ask." Sam nodded, unsure what his father meant. The first man they met was Mr. Andres, a tall, quiet man with strong legs and calm eyes. He was once Sam's father's classmate. Sam's father said, "Tell my son who you were in school." Mr. Andres smiled faintly. "I ranked 38 out of 40 students," he said. "I failed most of my exams. Teacher said I would never succeed." Sam was surprised. "But today," Andres continued, "I am a national marathon champion." Sam's eyes widened. Mr. Andres explained, "I was terrible at studying, but I could run. 4 hours. Something inside me felt alive when I ran, so I ran every day. Even when it was raining, even when people laughed at me." 5 years passed. Slowly, my body changed. My will became stronger than my fear. He looked at Sam and said, "Being bad at school did not make me weak. Giving up would have." The second man was Mr. Thomas, once ranked 39th in class. Almost last. He laughed when Sam's father mentioned their old school days. "I hated books," Thomas said, "but I loved food." As a young man, he worked in a small, poor restaurant. "For 5 years," he said, "I earned almost nothing. Friends mocked me. Relatives said I was wasting my life. There were nights I slept hungry. But I never stopped cooking, never stopped learning flavor, fire, and patience." He smiled softly. "Today, I own restaurants in 3 cities." Thomas leaned closer. "Passion is not loud at first. It whispers. But if you listen long enough, it becomes your future." The third man was Mr. Miguel, once ranked first in class. Perfect grades, perfect behavior, a perfect student. Yet his face now looked tired. "I was good at everything," Miguel said, "but I loved nothing deeply. So I worked as an employee, stable income, simple life." He lowered his eyes. "I succeeded on paper, but I never became extraordinary." For the first time, being the best student didn't sound like the greatest victory. Then Sam's father spoke. "In our class," he said, "I was ranked last 40th. Sam froze. He'd never known this. "When I was young, I broke my leg badly. The doctors said I might never walk properly again. School ended for me that day, but I had land. And I had 2 working hands. I planted 1 tree, then another, then another." He pointed to the wide fields around them. "People called me the man with the golden leg, not because it was strong, but because I did not let pain decide my future. My son, I never built this with grades. I built it with patience." That night, Sam couldn't sleep. 3 men, 3 different failures, 3 different kinds of success. He whispered to himself, "Then, what is my path?" The next morning, he went outside alone. He walked toward the horse stable at the edge of the land. There, he found peace. He brushed the horse's hair, cleaned the stables, and watched the sunrise quietly. For the first time in months, his heart felt calm. And in that calm, he heard the answer. Not loud, not dramatic, just honest. This is where I belong. Later that day, Sam stood before his father. I don't want to go to the city, Sam said quietly. I don't want university right now. I want to learn to train horses. I want to work the land. I want to understand agriculture, like you. His heart pounded. For the first time, Sam wasn't asking permission to follow others. He was asking for courage to follow himself. His father smiled gently. That is the bravest choice you have ever made. Learning the real world was not easy. Sam woke before sunrise. His hands blistered. His back ached. Friends from school mocked him. You had everything and chose the dirt. But every day, Sam learned how to care for animals, how to measure weather, how to lose, and try again. And slowly, his eyes began to shine. Because this time, the struggle had meaning. Years later, Sam stood on the same land, now as a professional trainer. Young people came to learn from him. One day, a boy asked, "Sir, what made you succeed?" Sam smiled softly and said, "Only this. My life changed the day I stopped asking, 'What should I be?' and finally asked, 'Who am I?'" Some people succeed through books, some through strength, some through patience, some through passion, but no one succeeds by copying another's soul. Your path will not look like theirs. And it doesn't need to, because the world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs the truest version of you. So if you feel lost today, if you fear that you are behind, remember, you are not late. You are simply on a different road. And if you trust your heart long enough, it will always lead you home. Thanks for watching. If this video really resonated with you, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. We'd love to have you join our community.